Okay, we got a little bit of a special episode today. Going to fancy gym here. Um, this is I'm not gonna say the name of the gym because um, my family goes there and it's um, close, to where they live. But this is a really cool gym. I've been there twice, I think, with my cousin. That's the wrong direction for that. Turn that up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's not too dark. Uh, I'm trying to pay attention to GPS here so I know where I'm going. Um, but yeah, today is chest, shoulders, triceps, otherwise known as push. Um, I talked about this in my other video, but this place has a lot of really cool plate loaded uh, machines, especially for chest and back. And that is a surefire recipe for a great pump. And I I saw a machine that I wanted to try this time that I didn't do last time because my cousin didn't want to do a second pressing movement for whatever reason. He's on a little bit lower volume than training than I am at the moment. If I had to guess, but it was the plate loaded kind of individual flat bench, which was right next to the really cool converging press that they have, which I'm definitely doing that converging press again. But I think I'm just going to go right over to the that flat bench for the sets after that. And I've been doing these seated cable flies that he introduced me to. I knew about them, I just never really did them. I think those are the three that we're going to end up doing. And everything else is just going to be by the seat of my pants, figuring out what I want to do. Uh, I know I want to do at least those two. I'm going to try out that flat bench with the individually loaded uh, arms. And if it doesn't feel great, we'll pick something else. But I have a feeling that that's going to be pretty sick. Weight update. Uh, haven't really gained any weight. I just have, the daily fluctuations up and down a pound or two. Don't believe I've gone above 156. I think I might have had 1 or 2 days where I was high at 157, almost 158. But on average, the majority of the time, I'm like either 155 or 156. So definitely haven't gained any weight. Um, but I've gotten a lot stronger just with the couple hundred more calories that I'm eating. Haven't reached maintenance yet. I think next week I'm at 24, so uh, 2400. So not next week, but the following week I'll hit my quote unquote maintenance calories. Um, and we'll be staying there for a couple weeks before we head into the surplus. And that will mark, well, not next week, but that week when we hit maintenance will mark the beginning of the lean bulk, or after that will be the beginning of the lean bulk. I think I'll just, yeah, after the couple weeks of maintenance, I'll mark that as the beginning of the lean bulk. Title still pending, but that's probably what it's going to be called unless I come up with something cooler. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all we got planned for today. I do want to say that there is this really cool posing room. Well, the lighting isn't exactly terrific. I mean, it's pretty good because I only got to use it once, and the 2 times that I was there, um, there's this really cool kind of yoga room that might be, or not yoga room. It's just like a studio room upstairs that has pretty decent lighting. We might end up going in there uh, for the pose down, but um, yeah, the lighting was pretty good in their posing room. You can take your shirt off or whatever you want in there. This place seems pretty cool about that. And as far as I can tell, they allow filming in there. So I'm gonna pay for a day pass and then see. I'm still gonna ask just in case before I just go ahead and do it. I did see some tripods in there the last time I was in there. Are people carrying tripods? So I'm assuming that they do, but I will ask just to be sure. So I'll see you guys when we get in there. Uh, okay, so this is the coveted converging chest press. I did 2 warm-up sets, threw on the weight that I did last time I was here. Let's see how this turns out. This machine has a really weird strength curve, and I'm somehow able to do 2 plates on each hand on this one, but that is still pretty heavy. At least that's what it felt like in the feeler rip. So I'm going to do probably a lower rep set with this just to get some really heavy pressing. And see how far we get. I'm shooting for 8, I think. But see what happens. Fuck. I don't get like a real full range of motion just because of where it stops. There's no adjustment. But I think we're doing another set of these. That felt pretty good. Ow. Boo! You know, I said this was more of a flat bench press. I think it's actually kind of like a decline somehow, even though it's on a flat bench. It feels like I'm doing decline presses or decline bench for whatever reason. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Let's just put it that way. So let's move on to something else. Maybe flies or I don't know. We'll find out. Got ourselves an old school chest fly here. They got two different halves of the gym, but they couldn't like combine it because there's a supporting wall there. So they had to split it up. I'm guessing that this side was the original side because it's got all the older machines. But I set the camera up and this shot looks sick with how the light was kind of bleeding in from the background. So that's cool. What weight is this even at? I'm gonna guess that that is 110, maybe 120. Let's just see how that feels. Yeah, that'll be good. It's not good if the music's not playing. Just seat adjust. Okay. Another one of those. Okay, so we've got some shoulder work now. I don't usually get to do the machine lateral raises. I did them at that one gym, or that one anytime that was further away. That machine was obviously newer than this one, but this one looks like it was built sturdy, if that makes any sense. Solid metal welds and shit. Lateral races. I'm gonna test around with adjusting this seat, see if it feels any better with the seat in a different position. What the fuck? Yeah. Dude, I can't tell you what it is about the lighting over here, but this shit looks sick. I didn't change the white balance or anything before I come over here, but it's since the sun's going down and the temperature of the light in the room is going down, it looks really fucking cool. Hopefully, when I edit it, I don't ruin the way it looks. Fuck's sake. I think it would have benefited if this was like a little bit less close together, because I'm really squeezed in there when I get to the bottom. Or no, this is just too like high up on my arm, I guess. I don't know. But I adjusted the seat, so it's probably my fault why it feels wrong. At first, I thought this was some type of chest fly machine, but it says it's for pressing instead of flies. Uh, it's kind of hard getting set up if you put it at a heavier weight. I learned that very quickly because you're like all the way back here. So just yank this over here, and then you can get the other one. Alright, I think that's enough chest. Go back to do some flies. Or not flies, some lateral races, and then move over to triceps. I smashed rear delts pretty hard last time on this day. I'll do it tomorrow. On back day, I'll do rear delts. Okay, maybe I should have gone a little bit heavier on that set. Okay. Okay, let's go smash triceps and then we can get out of here. Okay. Last time I did these on the machine over at the Maingainathon, it didn't exactly feel great. This one's set up a little bit differently and it's got a seat belt. Not that it's actually going to hold me down because it has an adjustable thing, but it is what it is. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. See if we can get a little sneak peek on here. Okay, I think it's time for some rope pushdowns to finish it off, and we'll be done. Okay, I think with that, we are finished. Alright, so this is the posing room. The only thing that sucks about this is if I want to go back and get the fucking ND filter, I have to go all the way back across, and I've already waited long enough. To film the pose down, so we'll have to work with. Yeah, I'll do it in post. I'll darken it up a little bit. See if we can't get in here under this lighting. There we go. Hold on. Stand in the square, see if that looks any good. I think over here is better lighting, but I can't get close enough to the damn mirror. Let's see. Let's try this. That's much better. I think we're looking good today. Let's get out of here. Forgot to hit the side tricep here. Losing a little bit of definition with the side tricep. Alright, now we can leave. This might even be better lighting. Okay. Okay, that was chess. It's a pretty good day. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Push. That was a pretty good push day. Yeah, a lot of great machines in this gym, honestly. It's kind of crazy what you can get if you actually go to a real gym. Not saying that Anytime Fitness isn't a real gym, but come on, guys, the thing is it's a franchise kind of company, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it all depends on the area that you're in and where you are, what area that it's in, and who's running it, because they are individually owned. So it can have better machines or worse machines depending on the owner, I guess. There we go. Okay, that looks good enough for me. Okay. Um, yeah. So I feel like, and I don't know if this comes across on camera, but my chest and shoulders have like blown up in the last week or two and have filled out, and everything around it, like, the bottom part here and around here, looks like it's just gotten fucking heat shrink wrapped. Like it's gotten tighter. And that's more than likely due to the fact that I'm eating a little bit more food. But I feel like I've gone up so gradually, so it shouldn't really be that big of a difference or like noticeable. Excuse me. But I don't know. That's the one thing with having this lens is that I can't really zoom in that far, um, and it's kind of a bummer because I can set up on these mirrors and then have it to where I'm in the right lighting, but then it doesn't focus on me if I put it too close or too far away from the mirror. And I want to be able to see where I'm at with the viewfinder, and then set it up. It and if I'm a little bit closer, I can see more of the veins and stuff. I feel like I should have turned off one of those lights though in that posing room, because if I had the darker background, it'll pop more with the lighting, the drop down lighting. Honestly, I think the fucking um, locker room lighting looked better than the posing room lighting, and that again might just be because of how I set it up, and I didn't have the ND filter like I usually do to like get all that detail and then really like darken it up a little bit to sharpen up the shadows and whatnot. Um, if it's a little too bright, I'm gonna just turn the exposure down in the editing process. But that's enough of that. I felt pretty strong today. That's why I did those two plates on that plate loaded bench, that flat bench. Um, where am I going here? Am I turning up here? Yeah, I'm gonna get in this lane. Um, so I really like those heavy tension based sets, and the other side of the gym with the older equipment looked fucking sick in some of those shots, and it wasn't even like golden hour with like the sunset coming down and everything yet. So I was very happy with how that was coming out. I got a picture of one of the machines, the chest fly machine, with the way I had it framed, and I'm sure I wouldn't even have to do that much editing, if any at all, to make that look like a really cool gym picture. Um, I might even use the one of the shots from doing those flies or something for the thumbnail, because that honestly probably looks better than what I looked in the fucking pose down. We'll see. We will see. So also we can see what YouTube cooks up, because sometimes they cook with the fucking auto-generated thumbnails. Sometimes they look really like they're like perfect. Um, but yeah, really liking the push-pull legs now that I can have some flexibility and play to my given mood on the day, which I always could do, like from the start. I just felt like right after the end of the cut, I'm in a more vulnerable state, more prone to injury. Not that I wasn't training hard, um, you know, while I was doing the cut, but it's a matter of uh, getting an immediate strength boost, which it wasn't so immediate because I didn't just jump in calories too far, you know. So, but then you just overestimate your strength and then you hurt yourself. Again, I'm being more careful of that, but um, fuck, I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I gonna say? But since I'm in this more kind of vulnerable state, I wanted to be more regimented so that I can have a steady growth and steady progress of strength, just to track and see if I'm getting stronger and not doing more harm than good with the training um, in the initial phase of the ramp up in calories, which I think. Ooh, I need to get over. Shit. They're not going to let me over, are they? Fuck. Fuck me. I'll just fucking turn around somewhere with the GPS, I guess. I lost my train of thought. I think this next couple weeks, especially once I hit the maintenance calories, it's going to be fucking really good progress because I'm looking, at least in my opinion, even better than I did when I was at my flattest, which makes sense. But I'm looking leaner almost because my muscles are getting more filled out as I've carved up more and got more kind of food in me on a week to week basis and day to day basis. So everything's just looking better, and that's great. So I need to go make a U turn now to go back on the road that I was meant to be on, but jerk offs didn't let me get over and get into the right lane. What are we doing on battery? I can't tell how we're doing on battery at the moment. So moving forward, I think when I when I hit maintenance, I'm gonna do like a update for how I am training. I think I might test the waters with going back to um, the bro split that I was doing. I might not. I really don't know. I've lost all concept of an idea of what to talk about at this current point. So I will get back to you when I think of something. Okay. One thing I wanted to talk about is that you guys are going to be getting an extra bonus video this week. I went in. I didn't really feel up for doing a leg day yesterday. So I went in and I decided to do some deadlifts. And I'm not going to spoil the ending. You guys are just going to have to tune in and see that. I'm thinking, actually, by the time you see this video, the video is probably out already, so I can talk about it. But yeah, I slammed some plates onto that bar and really fucking went for it. I mean, I I can't say that I destroyed my PR per se. If this will focus on my face, please. Thank you very much. Um, But I'm at least glad that I got a little bit over my last PR because I'm like I said, I've been feeling stronger lately, and I thought, oh, maybe I made some progress, even though I haven't touched deadlifts in like months. So that was pretty cool. It's also earlier in the week than I usually record, so I'll probably be able to do, if I feel up to it, another video or two. I might. I gotta check and see how much storage space is on this um, SD card to see if I can do 2 or 3 more videos. Because today is Thursday and I can do a video at least Friday and Saturday. I think I'll be up to it. So you guys might be getting 4 videos this week or next within the next couple days. So that'll be cool. I hope you guys tune in to see them. Um, yeah, I've been rambling on too long. If I think of something, I'll turn the camera fucking back on. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.